guest is the fitness director of Women's Health magazine. She's a trainer, she's an author, and she's our very good friend. And she's here today to share secrets from her latest book, The Women's Health Fitness Fix. Women's Health Fitness Fix, easy for me to say. Please welcome back to our home, our good friend Jen Ator. Welcome back, Jen. All right, so tell us about Women's Health Fitness Fix.
You know, it's all about shifting our mindset around dieting. A lot of people, as soon as you say that word, everybody knows what it means. It's a start-stop, it's the yo-yo, it's the I'm gonna try really hard for a month and then give up for the rest of the year. And so it's all about how to adjust and make smaller changes to your everyday life that lead to a lifestyle that you can maintain and last and you actually enjoy.
Right.
So cooking is a big piece of that, obviously. Since 2009, we've spent more on takeout than we have on cooking at home.
Really?
So it's only continued to go up. And obviously there's a lot of studies about how unhealthy the takeout is, but also people who cook more at home have healthier relationships with eating and their food. They're more excited by eating well because they're taking charge of it themselves. So
And you can lose a lot of weight if you cook at home.
easily a pound a week just by 3 times a week cooking at home for yourself.
Well, you have some really great healthy cooking hacks in the book as well, some that I was even surprised by.
Well, that's the thing. You don't have to be a master chef to start cooking at home. I'm by no means one. So the little things you can do to, get a little bit better in the kitchen.
Okay, well, let's get started with the first one that I had never heard this. I've heard everything about this vegetable, but not this one.
Yes.
So you're going to keep us from crying in the kitchen when it comes
I'm
to
gonna
onions.
try, at least in one way. At least in one way.
So I've always heard put on goggles.
I cry every time I go in the kitchen. It is no onion
So yeah.
at all.
If you don't have those goggles
Right.
available, you can pop your onion into the freezer for about 10 minutes. What that does is it cools it just enough so that it doesn't release the enzymes that make you tear up. So then
you
all of
go.
a sudden you're chopping away.
Chopping?
You
Look.
can just get right on in there.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Got nothing?
Nothing.
Zero.
And trust me, Debbie cries at everything.
And everything. And another easy
In
thing.
Samantha's segment, I'll cry, but not in Jen.
Another easy thing you can do when you are cooking onions is put a little baking soda in the pan. It's going to cut the time in half. It's going to help brown it quicker, so that you don't have to spend as much time sautéing.
All right, tell me about the soak and spin.
So the soak and spin.
That's something you do in a jacuzzi?
Yeah. So bitter greens, kale, arugula, loaded with nutrients, obviously very good for you. Not the easiest thing if you're not a healthy eater already to enjoy.
Correct.
An easy thing you can do, soak them in ice water for about an hour. It's going to cut out a lot of the bitterness. And then if you're using a salad spinner, placing even like a sheet or half a sheet of paper towel when you do it will get it extra dry. And the reason you want super dry leaves is because the binding of the dressing will stick better to the leaves. So you can use, exactly.
It's oil and water.
Yeah.
And then you can use less dressing, less calories.
less fat. You win.
Easy.
Wow.
All around.
Nice
Yeah.
point.
You also have a tip for rescuing overcooked meat.
Because
which
like
is
I said,
really great.
I'm not a master chef, so how many
Yeah, but
times
even
have
if you walk
how many
away.
times have I overcooked meat?
Yeah.
Far too many, especially when you're dealing with leaner cuts because they cook faster and
Yeah.
If you walk away and leave
tendency.
it for a second, you're back and it's
Or even
over,
if
you
you
think
have
I'm going to throw it
leftovers
out.
and it's like, oh, I want to warm it up, and now
True,
I've cooked it
and
even
now it's
more.
Exactly.
You know?
So when that happens, think acid and oil. So here we've got lime juice and some simple olive oil, putting it over some veggies. All of a sudden, we mix it up. We've got our really overcooked meat here, and you dress it up, and
at
all
that.
of a sudden, that oil and the acid together are going to help give that a little bit of that fatty juiciness that you're looking for in that dried out piece of meat.
And you could
Nobody-
probably do it even
And
without the
just looks-
vegetables.
Absolutely.
Just a little bit of
if
olive
you just
oil.
had vinaigrette or something that
Just
you
put it
just wanted to
over.
put over top, it's going to help kind of re-moisturize.
I mean, that's beautiful. That's a really great idea. Now, herbs. I love having fresh herbs around the house. I love cooking with fresh herbs. My pet peeve is I buy these beautiful, expensive fresh herbs. I get them home. 2 days later, I pull them out of the crisper. They're opposite of crisp. They're mushy and green and slimy.
Well, because you probably have them all stacked on top of each other. They're
Yes, I
in those
do.
plastic bags.
Jen, stop judging me.
Well, I'm just saying. here's
shaming her.
here's how you want to do it instead. Leave them out on your counter. Store them like you would fresh flowers.
What? Isn't that a great idea? And they're beautiful.
Beautiful. You can take what you need, change the water daily. You'll get 2 to 3 times the length strength from your herbs that you would if they were in the fridge.
So Jen, don't keep them in the fridge.
No.
I do that, but I put that in the fridge.
I would leave it room temperature. Wow. Yeah, because the chill can tend to wilt the leaves themselves faster, so this will literally just keep them right out
genius.
for
What
a
if you
little bit longer.
if you want to add, because healthy fats I know are good for
Yeah.
us, right? And I'm always trying to find a good protein source. So what do you recommend for a good healthy fat protein addition?
You can never go wrong by putting an egg on top of it.
Put an egg on it.
The egg
Put
on
an egg
top.
on
Egg on it.
Put an egg on it.
An egg on it.
I mean, and you're seeing this in a lot of, here we've just got some quinoa and some arugula, and you just add a nice
Add
little
an egg
egg.
on
Do that. That looks
And you're seeing this in restaurants pop
true.
up, you know, as like delicious brunch dishes. And all of a sudden you cut into it and you've got this like
Look at that.
beautiful
Oh.
yolk that's gonna
Yeah.
run
Mix all
into the
together.
quinoa.
It's almost like a sauce that's on there.
Exactly.
So
So it's
good.
going to give it
can
that
do that.
fatty binding and
And it keeps you full.
keeps you fuller longer. It's got the fat in it. And despite what people say, as long as your cholesterol's healthy, you can have an egg every
Yep.
day, and
Right.
you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
An egg a day does keep the doctor away.
And can that pass at dinner? Like, can my kids have that for dinner?
I typically will, you know, make stuff ahead of time for myself. So I'll make a big batch of quinoa, I'll have some greens, and then I'll just put an egg on top of it.
Unreal.
And all of a sudden
Put an
you've
egg
got
on.
some good fats and proteins.
More hacks and fitness routines by picking up a copy of Jen's book. It's available now wherever books are sold. Thank you
That's
so
gonna be
much.
my motto from now on. Put an egg on it.
Put an egg on it. Maria's up next.
Yeah.
She's going to put an egg on it.
I will. Sure, why not? And who is ready for Christmas 2018?
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to get ready. I promise I'm going to show you the best deals that you can steal right now
My
for all your
goodness.
DIY.